What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 9 of our Pittsburgh Pirates franchise. Really excited to be getting back into another episode with you guys. Currently into this game, we are going to be heading into a series against the San Diego Padres. We're going to be talking about a bunch of the games we broke down. There's going to be a lot of quick simulation in this one. We're going to be covering a lot of the teams, the breakdowns of how things ended up in those games. Currently, you will see in the last 10 games, however, we are currently 5-5, coming off of a loss, but in the division we are 8-7, so looking to keep the division pretty positive. Also looking very well at home, currently sitting at 7-5, tied with the Reds for first place so far. So things are looking good for the Pittsburgh Pirates, although the rank is a little bit low. Everything in that department not looking the best. We're not projected to be the best team. But before we get into this entire video, if you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more amazing content, because only you can make a difference to today's channel, so your support is always greatly appreciated. And with that being said, guys, let's get into the rest of the video. It is also worth noting that JT Brubaker is going to be getting the boot into the long relief position. He really just wasn't really performing that well in the innings that he was throwing, so I thought it was best right now. He's still young, still 26 years old. Give him some long relief role, get that confidence back in him, and then we'll see JT hopefully in the starting role. His replacement is going to be Cody Ponce. So far out of that long relief role, he has been excellent in 12 2/3, striking out 7, a whip under a .55, ERA looking really well. Although that is a small sample size, I'm really excited to hopefully see what Cody Ponce can get started here for the starting man, the number 5 guy in our rotation now. And a minor side note, but it is worth noting because we are going to be playing the Padres in the next series here. They ended up acquiring Anthony Santander from the Orioles. They are going to be trading Jurickson Profar, the second baseman, super utility man of Jurickson Profar, is now going to be a Baltimore Oriole. So a decent switch there. I don't really see too much of an upside or a downside. It's a pretty balanced trade in my opinion, so nothing to really cry about there from MLB. So that being said, guys, let's talk about the game. Jumping into the close one, the San Diego Padres ended up walking away with this one. The total score was 3-2. San Diego ended up scoring 2 runs in the 8th inning to give them the lead. Neil Walker had 3 hits on the day. Colin Moran followed it up with 2 hits of his own. Ke'Bryan Hayes also notched a hit, so the hits together were all pretty decent. In 37 at-bats, we ended up getting 10 hits, but only getting 2 runs, also striking out 8 times. Want to try to get them strikeout numbers a little bit down. Jacob Stallings striking out 3 times in that game. And talking about the pitching now, Steven Brault really was not too bad. He went 5 innings, only striking out 2 people, but only allowing the 1 run on 5 hits. Then Chris Stratton came out in the pen and was pretty good. Chasen Shreve, unfortunately, was where things went awry in that just a third of an inning let up 2 runs on the 1 hit, and then Michael Feliz came in to kind of finish things out and did a pretty good job there. So unfortunately, not able to take away Game 1. And Game 2, however, also not going our way. This one was an absolute slugfest the whole way. You see us scoring 9 runs there. 6-8 is your final score. Kevin Newman notched 2 hits, as well as Colin Moran. Brian Reynolds also knocking 3 hits himself. So 10 hits total. We did score 6 runs, but not enough. The pitching was not able to hold things up. Also, again, the 9 strikeouts not looking really good, as Gregory Polanco, like Stallings in Game 1, struck out 3 times. On a plus side of the batting, things Newman and Frazier also knocked some home runs, so pretty good there. Taking a look at the pitching, Mitch Keller going 5 innings, striking out 8 batters, so the strikeouts were up pretty much, but 5 hits on the 3 runs, also walking 3 batters. Stamont was where things troubled us, so the bullpen not looking really good. In just the 1 inning, he allowed 4 earned runs, walking 3, allowing 2 hits. Brubaker didn't do too bad in 2 innings, only allowing the 1 run on 2 hits, but still not what we want to see out of the bullpen. The bullpen has been very good so far lately, so we want to keep that line going. So hopefully in Game 3 things can look a little bit different. And newfound 5-spot man in the rotation, Cody Ponce, is going to be getting a player lock in the game, trying to avoid the sweep from San Diego. Cody Ponce hoping to have a good performance here in front of everybody and hopefully display some good talent coming up and being that number 5 guy. And we are diving right into game number 3 of the series. San Diego Padres so far off to a very hot start in the season. A .271 batting average this series alone. Taking a look at the series recap now, they have been some pretty close games against the Padres. The first game, we ended up losing 3-2. Offense could not come out. Offense did come out in game number 2, putting 6 runs on the board, but the San Diego bats were just a bit too much for the Buccos to handle as they lost 8-6. Dinelson Lamet is going to be the starting pitcher, so the Pirates are going to have their work cut out for them. A huge low whip at a .87, not really walking a bunch of people, averaging about a strikeout an inning. So Dinelson Lamet looking very good for San Diego. Taking a look at Cody Ponce now, first batter he's going to face is going to be a shortstop. Newman fielding, cannot get there. He's going to be safe. Next batter is going to fly out to Danny Santana, so it is 1 away in the first. Next batter would be Manny Machado, the 0-0 count. This ball, he's going to try to run on Stallings. He will be successful, and that is a stolen base for the runner. 2-1 count. Machado flares this one inside outs it. Colin Moran able to field, fires to third base. No one running. Will Myers will then proceed to ground out. Newman strong throw gets through the first inning. Second inning now, Ponce looking pretty good as a ground out here to start the inning. Next batter, Anthony Santander. Guess what? Another ground out. This one going to be a little seeing eye single against the shift there, right into the gap of the infield. Trent Grisham is going to bleed this one into right field in front of Polanco. Runners now at first and second. Cody Ponce trying to get out of the jam. Victor Carantini will help him out here. That one is going to be a double play to end the second inning. And now up, Dinelson Lamet, he's going to flare this one to Gregory Polanco for out number 1 in the third inning. In the third inning, kind of pretty much all said and done, looking pretty sharp. Cody Ponce trying to just settle on in. Cateau now next batter. He's going to flare this one just on the chalk of the line. Cateau can run. Danny Santana has a strong arm, but not in time. That's going to be a double for Cateau. 0-2 count now to Manny. Swing and a miss. See you later. The San Diego bat of Manny is not going to be powerful enough. This one, Will Myers in the fourth now going to pop up to Jacob Stallings for an easy out number 1. Ponce is dealing. Feeling very comfortable. Eric Hosmer, he's going to pop this one to mid-center field. Center fielder is going to range their camp under it and make the play. Santana now, 2-1 count to him. Guess what? Center field being a little common in the fourth. And right now, looking very, very good as Cody Ponce through 4. Batters up, Brian Reynolds, Danny Santana, and Cody Ponce will be the batters in the fourth. Things looking good as Santana did homer, so it is a 1-0 Pirates lead. Heading into the bottom of the fifth, though, that is going to be a double for Trent Grisham. Definitely not what you want after your team gives you a run. Carantini now trying to get something. Guess what? Strong throw from Stallings. Aggressive base running does not pay off. A very, very dumb call at this one, how well he's been pitching. And guess what? Carantini is going to strike out, so that is now 2 quick outs and a little bit of a blessing for Ponce. This one will flare in, and that one probably would have been the tying run to score, but it will not. In this one, another hit, so Ponce again gets very, very lucky. This one is going to be runners at first and second, 2 away. Cateau is not going to get a little seeing eye single. This one, Santana is going to have time to field, and inning is going to be over. 5 solid frames so far from Ponce. Heading into the 6th, Machado not having his way in the 3 spot. Fernando Tatis Jr. was the player that is going to be getting the day off, so you will not be seeing Tatis in this game just yet. Will Myers going to get framed and struck out. That one on the bottom inside corner. Ponce's 3rd strikeout of the game through 6 innings of work. This one a hard ground out to Cabrian Hayes, and Ponce is looking very strong, trying to save the sweep from San Diego, not allow that to happen here in Pittsburgh, as Danny Santana going to get out number 1 in the 7th. The score is still 1-0. Trent Grisham hit the double, and now we said we're going to hit him. An unintentional hit by pitch from Cody Ponce. Next batter, Carantini, is not going to get anything done as Gregory Polanco camped under this one. Easy out, 2 away in the 7th. Talked about him before. Fernando Tatis Jr. had the day off, going to pinch hit for the pitcher. Runner trying to go to second. That's a stolen base, and runners in scoring position for a huge deadly bat. Fastball down the middle. Tatis misses it. Polanco long legs are going to be able to get there in foul territory. 7 strong innings. And how about this? A fielder's choice. He's going to walk in the run. Emilio Pagan. It is now 2-0 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bottom 8 now, trying to get something going. A little seeing eye single. A lot of those against Ponce. Not really a lot of hard hit balls against him today. So it has been a super strong outing for Cody Ponce. Moving into the 8th, he's going to be getting that one out there now. So the runner's still in first. Manny Machado, next batter. And Manny is going to ground into a double play. 8 solid frames from Cody Ponce. That double play there giving him the opportunity to try to complete the shutout. Will Myers going to strike out again on that changeup. Cody Ponce's 4th strikeout. The 3rd one, you guessed it, was also against Will Myers. Center fielder now camped under this one, and Ponce is 1 out away from his first start here in Pittsburgh, well, in San Diego, but for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it is a complete game shutout for Cody Ponce and the Pirates, looking very strong, trying to get away from the sweep. They do avoid it in a 2-0 score. Really strong outing from the boys there, especially Cody Ponce. He is going to be named player of the game. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into the next set of games. And moving things along into the Cubs series, game number 1 not going the way of the Pirates, as the Cubs are going to be taking this one 11-6. And Ian Happ, yes, you are seeing that right. He had 3 home runs against the Pirates. Josh Stamont not looking the strongest in this outing. You will see that the Pirate bats were pretty offensively good today. You had 3 hits from Newman, 2 hits from Hayes, and another 3-hit game from Reynolds. Santana also gets 2 hits, so 6 runs total scored on the 13 hits. Strikeouts did also go down while the walks went up, so that's always something that we like to see from the Pirates, especially whenever the strikeouts are going down. Chad Cole also not having the worst of outings. He did allow 3 runs, only walking 2 batters on 5 hits. Did able to notch 7 strikeouts there through those 6 frames. The struggle part was Josh Stamont getting the loss. In an inning, he let up 3 hits on 4 earned runs on the 1 walk. So not really something great that you want to be seeing out of the pen. On top of that, Stratton also not even finishing an inning, letting up 4 runs on 2 walks and 3 hits. So the Pirates bullpen kind of crumbling right now. Hopefully we're able to rebound. And taking a look at game number 2, the box score not looking too good again on the Pittsburgh Pirates side. This one knocking us to 500, only mustering 2 hits of offense today. The good news for the bats, if there is anything with only 2 hits, is that we only struck out 2 times. So a lot of ground outs, a lot of unfortunate plays that really just didn't go the way of the Pirates. 8-0 though, not really good. The pitching side of things did not look good at all. And out of the gates, you can see that Tyler Anderson was the absolute problem today. The bullpen did end up doing their job, not allowing any runs total, also getting a decent amount of strikeouts out of there. Kyle Crick also with the inning still looking very solid at a .50 ERA. But the worrisome part is Tyler Anderson only going 3 1/3, allowing 10 hits on 8 earned runs, only able to get 2 strikeouts. Not something that we're too worried about, though, because Tyler Anderson prior to this has been very solid for us. His ERA was around the sub 2.5 area, so not really something that we're too concerned of. Hopefully he can bounce back in the next one and be able to come back and have a nice win for us. And during game number 3, Neil Walker did sustain an injury. So for a couple days, Neil Walker is going to be on the bench for us. It's nothing too crazy. He only has a sprained knee, so he's going to be able to recover from that fairly quickly. Just give him a couple days. He's probably going to miss a couple games in the next series against the Reds. So nothing too crazy to be worrying about, but we did want to point that out there if you guys are wondering the next video where Neil ended up. And now jumping into game number 3, again, this one not going the way of the Buccos. Ended up getting swept by the Chicago Cubs. That is putting them above us now at 500. They are sitting 17-17. Pirates now sitting 16-17. The bats, again, were pretty decent, but the strikeouts were just ridiculous. Neil Walker striking out 3 times in the game that he ended up getting hurt. So maybe something to do with that. Not really going to try to look at that too much. Wilmer Defoe did replace him and did pretty decent off the bat, so not too much we can say. Kevin Newman also notching 3 hits. The 4 runs, just not enough to beat them. So unfortunately for us, we are going to be ending up holding a series sweep against us. And on the pitching side of things, not too bad, truthfully. Again, the pen kind of struggled just a little bit. Feliz and Rodriguez don't let up those runs late in the game. We end up winning this game. Steven Brault in 5 innings did do pretty good. The one thing that is not good about that line, you're going to see 7 walks in 5 innings. That was pretty much what ended up causing the bunch of runs. Only allowing 3 hits was really good. If we can take those walks away and let Steven kind of be able to focus and work on that command, I think things will look a lot better for his future. And now diving into some of the scouting and just around the league, we're going to be talking about some of the players and some of the performances of some of the people from the minor leagues and some of the draft guys. Looking right in front of you guys are going to be seeing 19-year-old lefty bat of Francis Bruntlett, Texas-born, pretty good prospect that we're going to be looking at in the organization, so I want to kind of throw him out there. We might be seeing this guy's name in the draft. Has a lot of potential to be a pretty good bat. You can also see that a lot of it is already pretty much a major league ready bat. The fielding is something that we can kind of work on. I see this guy being more of a right fielder than a left fielder that they have him at. He just kind of fits that role. Nice lefty to always have in there. He's also 6'4". Seems like he has a little bit of a pull tendency, but we'll see how things go. So Francis Bruntlett is going to be the first guy that we ended up talking about, and I just want to start throwing some of these draft guys as June starts to approach and that draft starts to kind of approach, and we're getting to the grudge time of getting that #1 pick, because if you guys didn't forget, the Pittsburgh Pirates do have the #1 pick of the 2021 draft, so that is something that we're really excited in for this franchise. And next player that we are going to be talking about is Demetrius Ferguson. This is a guy that a lot of the scouts were really hyping up, saying that this is going to be one of the better scouts or one of the better players that is going to be in the draft. His MLB ETA is sitting at 2024. He is 22 years old, born out of Oregon. Pretty decent dash, but we're not going to really talk about that. This guy is a pitcher with a 2-pitch mix. So hopefully this is a guy that we kind of have like a Mariano Rivera style. You're going to see the 4-seam fastball, the circle change, and a running fastball. I don't know necessarily how much we're going to be drafting this guy in the high rounds, just because his mix of pitches isn't really the best. He is a workhorse. He is a guy that is going to tend to kind of go into games long. He doesn't walk a lot of people, so that is something that's pretty good on him. He's also a superb fielder on the field, so this is a pitcher that knows how to field his position, and he's going to actually be able to put that to the test, because a lot of pitchers don't really field their position too well. So Demetrius Ferguson, definitely a guy that we're kind of keeping our eye on. And moving into around the organization, some of the players that are notable to be talking about. The first guy that we are going to be talking about is relief pitcher Sam Howard. The reason we're going to be talking about Sam Howard is because in AAA, this guy has been a strikeout machine. In 13 1/3 innings, he has 22 strikeouts on 8 walks. That is sitting at a whip at 1.28. So I wanted to kind of pitch Sam Howard out there, see what you guys think. This is a guy that, with some of the other struggling guys that we have in the pen right now, like Chase and Shreve and Austin Davis, those guys, although they are lefties, Sam Howard also being a lefty, really doing well in AAA. This is a guy that we might think about bringing into the organization if those guys continue to struggle. Carson Fulmer, now another pitcher that has been absolutely lights out in AAA. This is a guy that's been getting some starts now. In 21 innings, he's got 22 strikeouts on 7 walks, an ERA sitting at a .43. Yes, you are reading that right on the screen. A .43 ERA. Carson Fulmer absolutely lighting it up, and a whip under 1. So Carson Fulmer, a prospect with the White Sox, ended up coming over to the Pirates organization. Hopefully we can kind of turn this diamond in a rough. The 27-year-old, a lot of people talked about him before long ago whenever he was drafted. This guy was supposed to be something that was special, but unfortunately really hasn't had that chance in any organization yet. So who knows, maybe he can be a relief pitcher for us, kind of a long-range guy, maybe give us 2-3 innings. If he can keep doing this and keep developing within the organization, maybe he'll come up by next year and really show some good stuff. And now talking about catcher John Ryan Murphy. The guy has been absolutely lights out in AAA. John Ryan Murphy is batting .318 with 6 home runs already and 66 at-bats. The reason we're going to be talking about him is because Michael Perez, the 28-year-old John Ryan Murphy, is giving an absolute big idea to kind of be pushing him maybe to be the backup catcher for Jacob Stallings instead of Perez. Perez, not really the best hitter. Even the defense can be a little shaky at times. John Ryan Murphy, solid behind the plate, and with the offense kind of showing form. This is a guy that we might be utilizing as the backup catcher, or maybe even if injuries arise, John Ryan Murphy might be able to find himself in a Pirates uni soon. And one last update before we wrap things up. I just wanted to kind of talk about Adam Frazier. He's still trying to be working things out. He's still injured, currently still sitting at 1 to 2 months, so things are looking a little bit scary for him. And hopefully, Frazier can continue to rehab and come back sooner than later. And wrapping things up, looking a little rough in the standings, but everything is pretty much down to the wire in the National League Central. Currently, the Reds sitting at 18-14 at top place in the division. The Cubs not too far behind them. Brewers also not too far behind them, and the Pirates also not too far behind them. We're both tied 2.5 games back between the Brewers and the Pirates, and then the Cubs, again, they had a very good series against us, ended up sweeping us, and that puts them 2 games behind. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak, looking pretty hot, as they are 7-3 in the division, or in their last 10 games. In the division, they are 11-10. The division for the Reds 8-4. So the division rivalry has been pretty good between most teams. We're 8-10, so we need to improve on that. Cardinals, however, only 3-9. This team has been very, very rough. Just now getting their 10th win. They are 10-25, looking really, really rough, especially in away. They are 3-12 in away games. So with that being said, guys, this is going to be the end of the episode. And if you guys did like today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more amazing content, because only you can make a difference in today's channel. So your support is always greatly appreciated. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.